Are you a business owner who's eager to grow your business but feels trapped by the daily grind of day-to-day operations? Do you find yourself struggling to find the time to focus on growth, unsure of what steps to specifically take to achieve real progress? If so, you are not alone. Many business owners face the same challenges when it comes to growing their businesses. But the good news is this: there are proven strategies and frameworks to help you break free and soar to new heights. That's exactly what we're here to do today. Welcome to the HaltingWinter Podcast, a podcast designed specifically for business owners and high-level leaders just like you who are looking for expert advice, proven frameworks, and actionable steps to take in order to grow your business and take it to the next level. I'm your host, Seth Winterhalter, founder of HaltingWinter Business Coaching. Today, we continue and actually finish our 12-part series, giving you 12 specific steps to take in order to grow your business and soar higher, farther, and faster than ever before. We're going to close the 12-part journey with our 12th step as we look at the topic of overhead. How do we lead ourselves and how do we lead our team? Before we dive into the topic, let me encourage you to check out our brand new program launching in May 2023. It's called Small Business Flight School. It's a 6-month program designed to tune up the 6 major parts of your business. We're going to install proven frameworks that have already helped hundreds of businesses dramatically increase their revenue and soar to new heights of success and impact. You can learn more at smallbizflightschool.com. That's smallbiz, B-I-Z, flightschool.com. You can go to the link in our show notes below. Let's dive into the 12th step to take if you want to grow your business and increase your cash flow. Here is the question for the day: how do we lead our employees well? If you have a team of people around you and you say, man, our plane can use a tune-up, not just in our systems and structures, but in our culture, with our people. All we seem to hear about today is this epic turmoil of quiet quitting and impossible to find people to hire and just whoa when it comes to people and culture. So here's the very first thing you have to do. The very first thing you have to focus on when it comes to leading your employees well, when it comes to setting a vibrant, healthy, just awesome team culture, awesome business culture. Here's what you have to do first. Number 1, you have to lead yourself. How do you lead yourself? You need to know your role. I am starting, I've been speaking my whole life, was a lead pastor, preaching pastor for years, a decade. And so I'm starting to do some keynote speeches on this specific thing. And in the keynote speech, I'm still working on the working title, but something like making your business sing. And some of you know, I was a professional orchestral conductor for the first decade of my life. And so the conducting world is just, again, I love it. I still love conducting, still love making music. And I think there's a connection between business and conducting, leadership and business in an orchestra, and leadership and the conductor of an orchestra. So my keynote would be how to lead your business like a world-renowned conductor. There's a key difference between a middle school conductor, right, a conductor of a youth orchestra, and a world-renowned conductor of something like the New York Philharmonic, Boston Symphony. I'm located in Seattle, the Seattle Symphony even. And that's this: it's time spent on the podium. The key difference is a world-renowned conductor never leaves the podium, right? They are on top of that podium, that small square box that lifts them above the orchestra. They get on that podium at the beginning of the rehearsal, or the beginning of the performance, and they don't leave it except for a break, except for intermission. And then the end of the concert. That's where they stay. Versus a middle school conductor is always getting off the podium. They got to go show the violins how to do the right bowings, how to do the right strokes. They got to go over and tell the brass how to blow better. They got to go over the percussion, tell them how to hit the mallets. They got to do all this. They're always getting off the podium and going and doing this work. And here's the correlation. Many of you owners and high-level leaders are spending the majority of your time off the podium. Instead, you're putting out fires. Your day is very reactive. Your week becomes reactive instead of proactive. Instead of leading the way forward, instead of leading the entirety of the orchestra, you're getting off the podium. I got to go handle this. I got to go do this. You're getting sucked off into areas where people are telling you what to do. People are coming to you going, oh, you got to help, you got to do. And so you're getting off the podium to do really their work. You're getting in the weeds. And it's not, and I get it. It's because you want to be a help. You want to help. You're doing it with good intentions, but you're doing something that is hindering the growth of your business. You're doing something that is actually doing two things. It's hindering the growth of your business, and it's hindering the growth of your people. They are not taking the ownership they need to do their job. Now, it's one thing to help from the podium. You know, what's interesting is when I started hanging around world-renowned conductors, they will just sit, right? They have, usually in a rehearsal, they'll have a stool on the podium, and they'll just sit down, right? And when the violin section has a problem, they let the principal, they let the leader of the section, the section master, they let them deal with it. Like, hey, they'll just sit there. And, if they're asked, hey, but again, a word or no conductor is not being asked about bow markings and, how are we going to do this? They're asked, about pieces of the score. How would you interpret this? What kind of sound do you want here? What do you, but that's what they're fine tuning is they're rehearsing the piece. They're letting them do it. And they'll, if you want to ask me, this is where I am though. I'm not coming to you. I'm not taking the job of the concert master to tell you how to do things. You were hired to do that. That's your job. And so, right, letting the orchestra do their thing. You stay on the podium so you can be seen by everyone so that, while the strings are doing this, the brass aren't, taking a snooze break doing weirdness. No, you're still there, still looking, still making sure things are moving forward. They get some time, but not all the time. So, you need to, so not what to do. We don't want to be just spending our time putting out fires. Doesn't mean you're not going to put out any fires, but I just meet with a lot of high-level CEOs, a lot of high-level leaders that are spending most of their weeks putting out fires. They're becoming firefighters instead of pushing the mission forward. So get out of firefighting, get out of, weed, manifestation and getting stuck in the weeds, and let's go. Let's do what you need to do. So what do you need to do? Number 3, there are 3 things I think a key leader needs to do, especially in light of conducting. So when I think about a conductor, I would do 3 things. I would prepare, I would practice, and I would perform. I would prepare and practice and perform. Let's walk through those. Preparation. What does a conductor do to prepare? They know the score. The score is the music, right? That's if I'm going to play Beethoven's Fifth Symphony, the score is the book that has all those notes in it that we're going to play, that the orchestra is going to play. I need to know the score. So what score do you need to know as a business owner or high-level leader? You need to know your mission. What is the mission that you are trying to accomplish in your business for that fiscal year ahead? What does growth look like? So you're marching towards it. You're not just your mission isn't just to survive, it's to grow. Is that articulated? We will accomplish this by this because of this. That's a mission. We will accomplish X by Y because of Z. And then you have key characteristics, the characteristics that your people are going to embody that are going to help accomplish that mission, and the critical actions that you're going to take on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis that are also going to accomplish that mission. Key characteristics are the who, critical actions are the what that are going to accomplish the mission. Know your score. You need to know that because that's your job as the conductor, as the leader, to just speak that over and over and over until you're so sick of it you want to throw up in your mouth. And you're like, don't you get it by now? Not until you say that, will they? Over and over and over. Preparation. You got to know the score. So every meeting you go to, whether that's one person, whether that's a whole team, you are talking about the score. Guys, this is because of the mission. Are we embodying the key characteristics? Are we taking the critical actions? Know your score. Number one, preparation. Number two is practice. You got to get the orchestra together, and you got to practice the piece. You can't just show up and perform it and hope it goes together. You got to, even if it's Beethoven Fifth and you've played it 1,000 times, we got to practice. And what does a conductor do in practice? They have a baton. Okay, the baton is that little tiny white stick. They wave it around, and you probably, if you've ever been to a symphony orchestra, you're like, what in the world is that person doing? Just crazy. It's magic. The baton is for doing two things. Number one, the baton keeps the rhythm. Keeps the rhythm. Bum, 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 bum. Tells where the downbeat is, so we all play at the same time. Okay, you need to keep the rhythm. You need to keep the rhythm of telling people, right, the ebbs and flows of business. Some weeks are going to be a little slow. Some weeks are going to be a little hectic. And you got to keep rhythm going. And rhythm isn't just static. A world-renowned conductor knows that a piece of music is a living, embodying piece. And so sometimes it pushes and the rhythm increases and it gets faster. And sometimes it slows and it's called a ritardando, and they stretch out the rhythm to create the intensity of the moment. That's what you do as a leader. You are in charge of the rhythm. And so you need to know your business. You need to know your people. You need to know when to push, when to pull, when to relax, when to lead, in all the various rhythms and components. And it's not just for rhythm, it's also for dynamics. This is how you create. Sometimes you're going to have passionate speeches that rally the troops, and other times you're going to have these vulnerable speeches that say, man, it's hard. We had a big failure. We had a hard week. But guess what? Here's what we're going to do. Right? So you have a host of dynamics that you want everyone to feel that and to play as one. And that comes from you. They only play as one because they're led by one. You want a team of leaders, you're going to have a team that's all scattered depending on who their leader is. One leader, one voice, one rhythm, one dynamic. We're all playing together. Practice. That's what you do in practice. You keep the rhythm and you learn the dynamics. You learn the seasons. You learn what's going on. And then you perform. That's right. The practice for a business is what happens behind the scenes. These are the staff meetings. This is the product development. This is all the work that's going on behind the scenes. Then the performance is what the people see. It's the customer engagement. It's the marketing, the selling. It's all that forward exterior reality. The performance, here's the key with the leader. Man, a conductor, you're just letting the musician shine, right? You've practiced. They know the rhythm. They know the dynamics. You got to go up there and be a showman, basically. That's what, conductors is either still needed in the performance, especially depending on a piece and how tricky some of the rhythms are, just to keep everyone again in line. But if you practice well, the performance is just a show. That's just fun. That's just right. Now you're pleasing the crowd. And so you get to let the musician shine. You hired, here now as a business owner, you have hired the right people. Go back and listen to the last episode to figure out how to hire the right people. But now that you've hired the right people, it's time to let them shine. It's time to let the marketing team shine and the sales people shine and the customer service team shine. Let your musicians shine. Stop getting in the weeds. Stop doing their job for them and encourage them to take ownership and do what you hired them to do. That's empowering for them. When you get in the way and start to do what they do, it takes the limelight off them and it puts it on you. And again, they may be trained, well, I need help. Great. I'm going to help you. I'm going to coach you, but you're going to do it. You're going to do this because I want you to own the victory. You're the player here. You get to own the victory. So let's work together. Let me help you, but I'm not here to do it for you. I'm not here to solve it for you. You got to do this. You got to do this, right? Let them perform. So a good conductor prepares, a good conductor practices, a good conductor performs. You got to know those three things and how they relate to you and your business. So what's the number one thing you can do to lead your employees well? First, lead yourself, and then let them shine. Let them shine. Hire the right people. Put them in the right seats. Continue to push them to grow themselves, to take more ownership, to take more leadership, and watch your business grow. This is actually the number one thing. This could have been number one. We'll put it as number 12 because there are elements, frameworks, things to dial in. But this is, if you do this, I'm telling you, your people will figure out how to grow. They're going to figure it out. And so, yes, the frameworks are important. You want to use the same systems, but man, you need to lead yourself and you need to lead your people well. So if we can help, man, let us know how we can help. Connect with us. Schedule a call. Let's sit down and get to hear about, I love just hearing about businesses. I want to hear about you and your business and do a little diagnostic. So, man, I can say, man, good job. I think you're going well. I think you're on the right path. Or, yeah, I think you could use some tune-ups here and here and here. Or maybe one of the key things you could do, and you say, well, I just want to grow. I want to be in a community of people that want to grow, and I want to have someone looking over my shoulder to tell me how I'm doing in the 6 parts, because I know that we can always use tune-ups. I know that, right? No business is perfect, and every business, even as you grow, is going to encounter things that need to be tuned up and finessed and reworked so that you can get to the next level of growth. And if that's you, join our flight school program. It launches in May. If you listening to this and it's already in May, we're launching full out strong. Join now. Again, I'd encourage you to join right now in April, because this is the last week of the pre-launch specials for pricing, and you get a ton of not only a discounted price, but a ton of extra goodies by being in now. So now is the time to do it. Flight School helps you tune up your business so you can fly higher, farther, and faster. Gives you community to belong to, gives you the content and the coaching to take your business higher and farther, and it gives you the camaraderie to really feel known. Again, oftentimes feels alone. As a business owner, as a high-level leader, you can oftentimes be isolated, and we want to give you a community, not only just to grow with, but also to be heard by, a camaraderie, something even deeper than community. So check out smallbizflightschool.com, smallbiz, B-I-Z, flightschool.com. Go to the link below in the show notes. Go now. Here, let's take some action. How are we going to take some action on today with leading our team well? Well, first, you're going to ask yourself, number one, how am I leading poorly? Where am I spending too much time off the podium instead of on it? Where am I putting out fires? Where am I being too reactive instead of proactive in my leadership? Where am I getting in the weeds? Who am I getting in the weeds with? Who are those people on my team that are not leading themselves, are not taking ownership, and I'm doing the work for them? Figure that out. Just be honest with yourself. Doesn't mean they're bad people. It probably means that you just haven't led them well. You take ownership. Put it on you first before you put it on them. But look at your schedule, look at the past, and go, okay, this has to change. This is not how a world-renowned conductor acts. Got to act different. So first, diagnose where you're not acting like a world-renowned conductor. Then start asking, how am I doing the 3 things I need to be? Do I know the score? Do I know the mission I'm leading our company towards? Do we have key characteristics and critical actions set in place? If you don't know what those are, go back and listen to the last podcast. How am I leading behind the scenes? What does our practice look like? What do our staff meetings look like? Are these meetings productive? Are they actually doing what they accomplish? What's the rhythm of our team? Are we pushing too hard? I talked to a guy the other day. They're working 60, 70 hours every week, and they have forever. Dude, you're going to kill your team. You're going to kill yourself. You cannot. There's one thing to have some seasons where you push hard, but you got to drop some slack and give people some breathing room and some breath. Can't always be sprint time. So what's your rhythm? What's your alignment? What are the dynamics? What's the culture like? How can you create some health? Performance. How are you letting the musicians shine? How are you letting your people grow, take more ownership, lead more, lean into their skills and gifts? Take action today. Do an assessment of where things are at. Do an assessment of where you want things to be, and take some critical actions to make those things a reality. Okay? Tune in next time. We're going to start. We either start a new series, or I have some things I want to go over some mindset stuff. I want to get into the mind and kind of just the life of a business owner, high level leader. Some things I've been chewing on. Because man, it's a lot of mindset work, isn't it? There's a lot of things that we need to do, I think, even outside of the business, to be healthy people. You want to have a healthy, growing business, you need to be a healthy person. So let's see what I come up with next week. Until then, check out Small Biz Flight School. I hope you join us. Hope you would join the community and be a part of a camaraderie that is helping take our businesses to the next level of growth and impact. And until then, go listen to some other episodes and check out I can't remember how many episodes we have now. I think we're getting close to 100. I think this is 80. So 20 more and we'll be at 100. And so I hope that these are a help, and I hope that they're, again, more than a help. I hope that they're really helping you take action. Go join the free Facebook group for small business owners. That might be a free community to inspire and encourage you. Continue to listen to the podcast. And again, go check out smallbizflightschool.com. Until next time.